Hi, Svenny Benny. What are you doing? Oh, you're rubbing on my legs? I hear you down there purring. Oh, it's 5:55. Hey, good timing. Hey, Amanda Casada. How are you? Hey, Marita. Hey, Fanny Rose. I'm just going to share out to groups. Let me put on some mood music. Oh, no. No, we can't. That's not mood music. That's copyright infringement. That's jail time for daddy. So we're not going to do that. Let's see here. We need to find something that's spiritual enough that YouTube won't care, basically, is how it works around here. Let's do this one. Oh, that's too loud. That's too spiritual. Hey, Kelly Kemp, how are you? Hey, Lisa, how are you? Hey, Margot Gerard, how are you? And I'm going to just share this out to groups really quick. Let me just get on the ball. I'm on a little bit early, guys. We're not going to start until 6. So, and I do have a little bit of a list. What am I doing? Ding, dong, dang. Here we go. So I can't share from there. Why is that? This is so annoying. They've gotten rid of my business page app where I used to be able to share from there. So I have to go into Facebook and find it from Facebook and then find the video. They're just making it more and more complicated all the time. Okay. Share, as in Sunny and share. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's select all. Copy. Let's go there. We're going to share to a group. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room. We can charm it all night. We can make you feel right. All right, let me see here. There. There. That one too. All right, I think that's it. We're all shared out. And if we're not, you guys can figure out where to share me. I would appreciate it. Hey, Tracy Marie. Hey, Jen Reichmuth or Jen Cicero. How are you? Hey, Carolyn Zoic. Hi, Janet Moore Clifton. I know the hair's starting to grow back. I'm actually putting stuff in it to sort of make it look like it's not just a fuzzball on top of my head. I was told that it was ugly, so I'm trying to fix it. Hey, Kat Mutzenberger, how are you? So, hi, Don Barker. So tonight is charm reading night. I want to thank everybody that pre-booked because I think we only had one this week, which I might go down to only one charm night a week. Only because it seems like when we do 2 a week, there's usually one night that's absolutely dead, and then the other night does, something. So I may just only keep it to one night a week on Friday nights. I don't know. I mean, it just goes to show that I have no social life, and maybe neither do any of you. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But tonight I have 4 reservations, which is great. If anybody else wants to jump in on the reservation train, you need to do it now. Who said it was ugly? Ridiculous? It wasn't somebody that said it was, well, they said they hated my hair. And it was somebody that I kind of am a little bit sweet on. So, God knows, Rose, they're probably watching. They're stalker weirdos. So if you're watching Stalker Weirdo, I know you're out there. And I know you hate my hair, but you still love me. So the hair comes with, bitch. Anyways, I don't know if he's watching, but whatever. He might be. Who knows? He's a weirdo like that. He likes to say he doesn't watch, but I think he does. I feel like he does. He goes, oh, I only watched like 5 minutes. And then he mentioned something that was way later in the broadcast. I'm like, that was beyond 5 minutes. If you wait to watch that deep into the broadcast, you watched. Don't play. Anyways, and then he gives this sheepish smile and then tells me he doesn't like my hair. That's not really how it works. But in my crazy head, that's how it works. Anyways, I don't necessarily love my hair either. I'm waiting for it to grow out. And I had a Britney moment. I just fucked it up and had to shave it off. So, whatever. It happened! Friday night charm night. Yes, it's like Friday night lights, but it's Friday night charm night. So I want to say thank you to Lisa Vanderhelm, Marita, Kat Mutzenberger, and Tina Charlie. I don't have yet to see Tina come in, but we've got enough of you that we can get started. So that would be good, is to get started. Actually, Lisa, you said near future, right? That's what you wanted? Because I know that you're getting ready to do your move, so that would explain why you're wanting near future, I would imagine. So we'll look at that for you. Marita, what did you want your charming to be on? Since I have you. Friday. I read that already. Hey, Kelly Talbot. I have a surprise coming my way. What is that, girl? Via the internet or the actual mail? Did you get something from me off the Amazon wish list? Samantha Jones says that means he loves it. What, that he hates my hair? I don't know. I here's the thing, guys. I can't talk about it too much because I get really stupid. I like him. I've told him I like him, but I can't be with him right now. It's just not, I don't know. We're doing the friendship thing. Let's just leave it at that. And so, it is what it is. And I don't want to say too much because he could be watching. But he knows that I like him. I've told him. And so, it's just not, it's shitty timing. And so I need to probably, be an adult and not entertain those thoughts in my head. You're consulting Marita? Okay, thank you, Rose. Yes, next week. Oh, I'm excited, Kelly Talbot. I'm excited. I love when people send me stuff off the wish list. We'll have to unbox it and see what it is, because I've got to also put up the poll for next week for the next deck for April that we'll be using. I'm going to put that up in Patreon. So on the Patreon page, if you want to go over there and support, you have to support it, I think, at the 777 or the 1111 level. I can't remember. But if you support and you pay that much a month, you get to vote on which decks we use next. I do a poll over there, and you get to vote. Last month, we only had one vote, and that's what got the Tattoo Tarot as our deck, which is not bad. It's a deck that I've had here that was a gift from the wish list from Jen Nichols. But only one person was the sole decision maker on what deck we used for the entire month of March. So y'all might want to go over there and subscribe if you want to have a say. If not, you're looking at the art of one person there over there being a tyrant right now. Hi, Eleanor Thomas. Thank you for sharing. Eleanor, tonight is paid readings. So if you wanted to use this link, you can use this link. It's paid charm readings tonight. I did free readings on Tuesday night. It sucks for us that's stuck in the middle. I know this. Something, let me see here. Do I or don't? I'm not sure. Hey, Tina Charlie, thank you for sending over payment. I got your payment. I have you on my list. Tina, what do you want your subject to be for your charming? Hey, Donna, House and Deacon. Us meaning peeps like you and myself. Okay, she says we've got so much in process about to start. Feels like we're in limbo. Wondering how we can move through it with ease, with wisdom, where to focus our energy. Okay, so like energy focus. I'm going to put that down right now. Energy focus. Focus. And Kat Mutzenberger, what did you want your subject to be on? Hey, Mary. And then if anybody wants to jump in, this is the Linktree link. There's the PayPal. The charm readings are $25 if you want to get in. I only want to do like maybe 5 or 6. I already have 4 booked, so I don't want to get burned out charming all night. So job and writing, Tina? Okay. And then Kat, I'm looking for Kat's response. I know she was just in here. I saw her. And then we'll get started. Because I'm going to do Lisa, Marita, Kat, and then Tina. That's the way that the orders came in today. And thank you all for reserving. Because mama needs the money. Is asking the universe what the fuck it's trying to tell me is... Wait, what does this say? Is asking the universe... Hold on, I can't see everything. Yeah, that's appropriate. Asking the universe what the fuck. So WTF. All right, we're going to do a WTF charming and see what comes out of that, Kat. That's completely fine. I'm totally down with that. So let's see what we've got going on for my ladies. All right, so I'm going to start with Lisa and her near future charming. So let me switch cameras really quick, and I'm going to start to stir up the charms. Okay. Oh, knock that baby way out into the future. All right, so let's see here. We've got an H. We've got a V. Or let me put up the chat box really quick just so I can see what's going on. All right, let me see here. We're charming your near future, Lisa. So it's interesting to me because I usually split up the board mentally into like past, present, and future, but I'm thinking this is all your near future. I have to say this, it feels a little funny that a lot of stuff is face down. I want to read what these things are really quick. So we have strength or serenity. We have faith. And we have your dreams are attainable. So all of these are face down though. So it says to me that I think possibly you're not being very faithful and you're not being very much in your own like serenity. You're also not believing right now that maybe in your near future that things are going to come to fruition. I think that there's an offness to this, but I want to say this. What I do like about this charming is I like this. Can you see this? Let me see. There's a 6 down here, which to me, this is sort of like the subconscious, which there's healing going on. You also have the horse upright, which is power, but he's stepping over the children, the 2 Gemini children, which I don't know what that's about. They're face down and being blocked. So I kind of get a feeling like this to me feels like you're maybe forcing some stuff or really sort of pushing really hard right now. And there should be an ease with whatever is coming in the near future. And you're not allowing for that. This big owl here is the like sort of the big wisdom, right? And when I feel like he's here and present on the board, but it's like you're not accessing him. You're not flipping him over and saying, you know what, I've got this. I know how to do this. I can handle this. I do like that you have this little like diamondy charm in the center. To me, the minute I saw it, it felt like clarity or trying to maintain your clarity amidst this sort of feeling of maybe not being so serene, not feeling so faithful in what's going on. And underneath these 3, where it's like your dreams are attainable, the serenity and the faith charm is this key. And so it seems to me like what I feel like the charms are trying to say to me is like these components here of believing in yourself, believing in your own faith, having that faith or that serenity, trying to do things from a place of calm, cool, collected is going to be key for you, or going to be the thing that's going to open the doors the most easiest, right? It's going to be the thing that's going to bring you along. I also feel like this might be a male presence involved in all of this that is kind of not helping in some way. Like he's playing, it's the baseball player, right? And he's suited up and ready to play, but he's faced away from you. So it feels to me like almost, I'm not sure if a lot of the responsibility is being put on your shoulders and that's causing you a little bit of fear, or that's what's blocking this wisdom, because you have the wisdom charm, right? It's just like to me it feels like it's present and available, but you're not acknowledging it or accessing it. You also have the serenity and the faith and all of that when you want it, but you're not seeing it right now. It feels to me like this little charm right here is like right in the dead center. Like you're trying to remain bright. You're trying to shine bright. You're trying to stay as clear as possible in this situation. But it's hard. The baby up here is interesting. I'm not exactly sure what the baby represents. I don't know if this means like a new baby or if this means like new growth for you, like feeling sort of like a baby, like not having the answers, feeling dependent in a way, or like, how do I want to say this? Like needing someone else's help or care during this situation. I think a lot of what these charms are saying to me is it's like you need to not be focused on sort of what he's doing, what you need to force, how much you need to force it. This green six die says to me that deep down inside of you, sorry, is it out of focus? Deep down inside of you, you have the ability to heal this at a very deep level, and go into this with more confidence, more faith, more serenity, all of that. But you're trying to find that for yourself right now. And I feel like this horse down here feels like you have to sort of push it or manipulate it to a degree. Hi, Maggie Greer. Hey, Mel Mel. Hey, Christy Wilson. So, so that's kind of what I'm feeling when I look at that. I like that you have this owl charm here to me. It speaks to the fact that you know how to do this. You're just not trusting yourself. And you are taking this all on by yourself. And there is a male involved, and he's not like, I mean, he's sort of helping because he is the ball player, so he's playing the game, but he's kind of distant, I feel like. Like, I feel like he's not giving you kind of the support that you maybe might need. But I think that there's a test in this for you to find that support from within yourself. Hey, Denise, how are you? Long time no see, Denise. So that's what I'm feeling when I'm looking at these charms for your near future. This feels like this is an opportunity to really grow. The key also says to me that this is going to be an opportunity to like sort of unlock these doors around this like personal power stuff. These beliefs in this stuff. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Denise, just let me know. A lot of children in here. Like you have the Gemini children and you have this baby up here. But for some reason, I feel like this baby is more connected to you than like it feels almost like a new journey, like kind of almost like the Fool card in a way. Like the baby feels like where you're heading or what you're doing, you're gonna feel more dependent on the needs, or your needs are gonna be more dependent on the trusting in the help of others. And he's not. I don't want to say he's not helping, but I feel like he's sort of distant, and so that's a little bit scary. Okay, you have seven grandkids, so maybe that's why there's so many children running around in this reading. I just feel like there's this. I want you to trust this knowledge. Like you need to bring it forth. You need to bring forth this faith in yourself and this serenity and start giving that back to yourselves, reminding yourself that your dreams are attainable. Right? All of these three surround this key. Like this is the key to like sort of the success in all of this. I like that we have this little diamond charm in the center. It means like you're trying to hold tight and be strong like a diamond, shine brightly, all of that. But it's hard because you're also, as you're trying to hold on to what little sort of shine you have or strength you have, you're kind of cutting out your ability to see your other attributes, your other strengths. I love your name, Crow Queen. I love that name. I love crows. So Crow Queen is like fierce. These are Crow Queen, just so you know, these are paid charmings tonight. So I'm not doing just random charmings for people. It's paid. They're $25 each. So does that make sense, Lisa, for your near future? And I don't know what H and V mean. I'm not sure. It's also it's at 44. It's 4 and 4, which is master numbers. Number four, which also is 8, which could be balance. But I would take the master number over anything. I've been seeing a lot of master numbers the last few days. A lot, like 11, 11, 33, 33, 22, 22, everywhere. So it was like to the point where I wanted to shut my eyes while driving. I was like, cut it out, bitches, cut it out. All right, do you need a picture of this, Lisa? Oh, the HV could be like home Vanderhelm. Or Vanderhelm home. Because I know you're moving. All right, Kat, that's fine. You're up after Marita. All right, thank you. It could be just VH for Vanderhelm, too, now that I think about it. All right, Marita wants to know energy focus. Where does she need to focus? Where do they need to focus their energy? There's got so much going on. Where do they need to focus their energy? Where do they need to focus their energy? Okay, let's see what Marita's got going on. Is Marita here? I started this without even noticing if Marita was here. Oh, Marita's here. I think she is. I don't know. Let's see. We've got an M. We've got an O. We've got a D. We've got an E. We've got an S. We've got another E. Well, it could be Moses, right? Is that right? No, that's not how Moses is spelled. M-O-E, Moses. I don't know. Modes. C. We've also got Marita's initials in here, M-E. Okay. All right, so let's look and see what we've got here. So we're asking about energy focus. Where does Marita need to focus their energy? All right, you got the brand new charm that I just put in here this week, Marita. This is the Archangel Gabriel shield. And to me, it doesn't necessarily have so much to do with the Archangel Gabriel shield as much as it has to do with being guarded. I put it in here as a form of protection because it's in the form of this shield shape, and it has Gabriel here on the front. Do you see that? And then it says on the back, messenger of peace, love, of peace and love, sharing blessings from above. But you have it laying here dead in the center. To me, it feels like, because it's face down, Gabriel style, face down, it feels like your guard is up or your worry is up. You're trying to protect things. You're trying to keep things sort of stable, steady. And when I look at this guy, because we're not really doing past, present, future, right? We're just looking at where we need to focus our energy. So what I'm seeing is this looks to me like you also. And I feel like there's something that you're working hard, right? We have the barbell right next to him like he's doing curls. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get this done. And it's not for a lack of effort and energy, right? I do feel that there's a lot of effort and energy in this. But I feel like there's something that you're putting blinders on. That's why he's face down. I love that he's standing up erect like this, like being the strong person that he wants to be and getting things done, right? But he's also kind of trying to keep everything protected, work really hard. But there's something he's sort of like not allowing himself to see. Is the best way. And I'm not saying this like that you're missing something. I don't want to like freak you out and make you think that you're not seeing something, but I feel like it's like you've got blinders on to some issue that you don't want to deal with, or that you don't necessarily feel as though right now it can what's the word I want to say? Like right now, if you gave your attention to it, it would just be too much, right? Because you're already working hard here. You're trying to keep the guard up and keep everything balanced and going and going and going. So we have the frog down here in the deeper subconscious area, right? But to me, this is all about cleansing. I like that the frog is upright. So I feel like the deep intentions are good, and it's about like purging, cleansing, letting go, those sort of energies to me. So that focus is good, but it's funny that you have this sort of purging, cleansing aspect going on in your what I would consider your subconscious, yet you have this sort of guarded nature and working hard kind of blinders on higher up here in your more present time. Now, this says to me, this is the lovers. that it looks like a lot of what's being done right now, or a lot of where your energy is focused, is around family, because you have the teapot and love, right? Your relationship. And so there is I would say, if we're looking for places to focus our energy, these are definitely places that we are. Both are kind of tilted upside down. So I feel like when I'm looking at this, it doesn't mean that anything's wrong or bad with them, but they might feel a little bit out of control to you right now, or maybe put on the back burner because you're dealing with or addressing other things right now. And so this is kind of not how you would like it to be, right? This guy here, I feel like he representing as you would like everything to be like upright, neat, and tidy, right? But that's not how it works, especially when we've got 18 irons in the fire, right? And you've got probably a few different irons in the fire. This barbell says that for sure. So there might be areas at the home level or in the relationship level where you feel like you're maybe not you're challenged to feel like you're controlling them as well as you, or what's the word I'm looking for? Control is not the right word. It's like that you're not monitoring. That sounds too like functional. Like, what is the word I'm looking for? That like you're not giving to them enough as you normally would. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like maybe you feel a little bit spread thin with what's going on here. Like, this is sort of your focus. And so these things have kind of gone, like, floated up in the air and sort of turned upside down a little bit for you. C is in her letters? What do you mean? C Dom? I don't know what. Hey, Grant. Go Buckeyes. That's great. Hey, Gabby. So that's what I feel like is there. And it's not that anything is bad in these situations. It's just like I feel like you're feeling some weird guilt about it. The love is still there. We have the lover's charm, right? They're still embraced. It's all fine. And even the household, the teapot is here. It's just sort of like I almost feel like this is a perception thing. Like you're over here working here and you're not over here with these things, which maybe you normally are more so. And so you're feeling some sort of reluctance or uh uh not reluctance, but like, I don't know, like maybe you're judging yourself to some degree. Let's see what these big glass charms are. So we have faith again, and we have serenity. So faith and serenity are the sisters, the theme sisters of tonight, right? And I think that both of these are flipped over because again, like I was saying, you're working so hard and you're trying to keep like all your whack-a-moles in the hole, so to speak, that you're maybe feeling or judging yourself, I want to say a little bit unfairly, about maybe letting areas that are important to you, like maybe the home and your relationship, uh, slide to a degree. And I don't even think that they're really sliding, but I think you think that they're sliding, like you're being your own worst critic. And then we have the mood ring in the midst of all of this, right? So I get a feeling that you might be a little bit moody too. Like you might be having some swings around some of this stuff about what's going on at home, what's going on in the relationship. And you really need to remember that because these charms are on the board, it means faith and serenity are right around you. They're able to be accessed. They're there for you. Healing green, certain like this amusement blue, right? These are kind of like these colors or these principles that are sort of hovering around this stuff where you might be judging yourself a little bit or having a little bit of criticism or internal dialogue with yourself around what you're doing. This crown to me also important, important, important. And I feel like this crown has to do with your self-image. And I feel like it has to do with the fact that when these things turn upside down and you're feeling like you're not necessarily making ends meet at every area, you start to like lose a little bit of your shine. You haven't lost a lot of it. The crown is still upright and still beautiful, but it's flipped upside down. So it feels to me like you're feeling like you're losing a little bit of not your authority, well maybe your authority or your ability to reign supreme, like you know, like a queen with a crown or a king with a crown. It's your ability to sort of reign supreme and have control over everything. Now, what I want to say down here, we have the Eye of Horus, which is massive sort of like knowledge. This also kind of sometimes represents like to me like the pineal gland, clairvoyance, that kind of a thing. And then we have this metal cobra. And I want to look at this for a minute because sometimes metal cobras cannot be a good thing. It's interesting to me that the Eye of Horus and the metal cobra are close to one another because they both sort of take me to this place of Egypt. I know this is not a past life reading. We're looking at what do you need to focus on now. And I would really tell you my overall view of these charms, what I would think that you need to focus on is giving yourself a break, knowing that you're working hard, knowing that if you just flip this over, you don't have to guard yourself. You already are guarded and protected, right? If there's something that you can't get to, or if there's something that you feel as though you have to be over here, but you need to be over there, you're sort of splitting yourself. And then I feel like there might be some judgment going on. And when you do that, you sort of undo the magic of this crown, the magic of this love, which it's there, right? The magic of the home, your moods, and your own faith and serenity are kind of challenged, is a good word. I almost feel like this group of charms up here is it's like we go back and forth between these two. Like when I look at these two charms and I think about like this being sort of clairvoyance or intuition, maybe, and then this being next to the cobra, it's like, have we done some things intuitively where we thought, oh, this is going to work, and then they haven't worked out? And because of that, that's like the bite of the cobra, right? And because of that, we're sort of like thrown off a little bit. Because that happens to me too. Like there's things that I was sure was going to happen, and then it doesn't happen. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? What was that premonition? Why did I think that was, why was I so clear that that was bound to happen? And then it didn't. And then I kind of like battle within myself about whether or not my, psychic intelligence is even, any good, blah, blah, blah. And so I don't know if that's what this is. And then it sort of kind of throws this all into a flurry. Like I want to just do something just to kind of, like I feel like I want to do this. Know that we're guarded, know that we're protected, lay him on top of here. This is just like a little magic spell. We're going to put hard work as his foundation, right? Because we know that you're a hard worker, Marita. Like there's no doubt of that. I like this being here. We're not even going to give this any like point of reference. I want to put like serenity here and faith here. Hold on. We're doing a little magic here right now. We're going to put the home here. We're going to put the love here. And the crown here. Let's actually let them live under the crown. In the knowledge of the love. Under the crown. And put the mood here. The mood ring there. And we'll keep the cleansing like right there. This is just a little magic spell. And we're going to move this down just a little bit and out. They can stay there. There's nothing wrong with them. But that's what I want for you. That's how we need to focus our energy, Marita. If you want to know how you need to focus your energy, there you go, girl. I just gave it to you. The love stays protected in the crown, in the knowing that that's solid. The home is safe and fine. You've got this under control. Monitor your moods. Keep your moods in check and clean and clear. Work hard is your foundation. That's always been who you are. You are, you're not one to give up. And then be in this faith and serenity. And I love the balance of the blue and the green here, right? These are strong energies. These are strong, beautiful kind of energies to bring in and just imbue yourself with. He's standing tall in the center, guarded on this shield, like you're shielded from anything that you need to be concerned about. But when you tunnel vision or you get too caught, like when he was flipped over and I felt like he had blinders on, when you get too caught in doing one thing or I think that's where other areas you start to feel like they might be lacking, even though they may not be, right? But you might start to feel like, oh, I'm not pulling my weight over there and doing this. And then you start to judge yourself, and then you start to lose all the things that are kind of magic about you, right? And you have all of these wonderful charms on the board that say that you've got mad magic, right? Oh, you've been sick. Well, he generally, I hate to say this, but he represents a guy that's dead, usually in Charmings, but I didn't feel like he was dead when I was looking at him. He was flipped over. So maybe the hard work is that because you've been sick, everything seemed harder than it needs to be, and that you've had to let things slide to the side. But he's not dead, don't get me wrong, but he is sort of like in other readings when he sometimes shows up as a past loved one. But you're not going to die, don't worry about that, girl. But this is how you should focus your energy. Visualize your energy like this. I like this. I like that we have the crown up here. We have, I love this. I also like that we have the blue and the green and the frog. I'm kidding, Rose. Nobody's dying. Nobody's dying. Actually, he's very strong in this. Like, I like how straight he is in this reading. He feels very, like, steadfast, strong, composed, grounded. Even when he was flipped over with the barbell right next to him, next to the shield, it felt like he was working very hard. You're welcome, Marita. Just skip over the dead part. Exactly, Rose. Death is just a cycle of life. It's just a shedding of the skin, really. You can go to the beach and get a good sunburn and have that happen. All right. So do you need to take a picture of this so you can put it up on your fridge and go, that's how I'm going to focus my energy? I'm just not sure about this Eye of Horus and this cobra. Because the cobra generally represents like a sort of caution to me. But I'm going to move them down here and just leave them down here. They're not, I don't think that they're big issues. I feel like this is what we need to focus on. You're welcome. I like how I arranged it too. I've realized that when you arrange the charms, you can sort of set things into motion. I feel like there's a weird magical spell that takes place. Like you know how you can do spell work with kind of tarot cards and different things like that. I feel like you can do them with charms too. Like the fact that the charm shows up on the board says to me that the energy is present, whether it's being accessed or not. I've always known that intuitively, but what I've realized over the course of doing these is that when I start to move the charms, I start to feel like, oh, if I move this over here, then these charms start to flip. And it just sort of feels like, so if there's a visualization for people to see, it helps them to figure out, oh, I can just visualize it that way. I would visualize Serenity and Faith as two stripper girlfriends of yours that are energies that hang out on either side of you as long as Rose is okay with it. Just imagine you've got Serenity on one side and Faith on the other, and they are guiding you through this experience right now. They can be strippers or they can be old ladies. I prefer strippers just because Serenity and Faith sounds like strippers. If you wanted to throw a one at your back, you could name her Chastity. I don't know. But check with Rose first. I don't want Rose getting upset with me. Hey, Casey. That's what the Cobra says. Take your medicine. Hi, Robin Goebel. How are you? Well, stripper energies, Marina, not stripper girlfriends. You're not allowed to go out and get stripper girlfriends. I didn't say that. I just said imagine them as two strippers' energies that are on either side of you protecting you and your aura. Like I always talk about grace and ease, right? And I think the energies of grace and ease, to me in my mind when I meditate, I call up grace and I call up ease. They're two old ladies that, you know how old ladies are strong as nails? They've seen it all, they've done it all. They're not really excited about much of anything. They're kind of like, yeah, did that, rode the ride, been there, done that. And they know so much, right? And that's where grace and ease comes from, is when we're in that place of knowing, right? So I associate those two words or those energies with elderly women. So I call in two old ladies, Grace and Ease, and they're two good friends, and they sit on the outside of my aura while I meditate, and they teach me stuff. So you could have two strippers, Serenity and Faith. Grace and Ease are exactly like the Golden Girls. They've been through it all, they've seen it all, they know their shit. They don't get ruffled by anything. They're like, honey, I lived through 2 world wars. Like, please, just calm down. Have some ease about you. Hey, Regina Power. So, I think that bringing those energies in is great. Oh, Jessica Tate's here. Hey, Jess. So, I believe that those energies are great to call in. Serenity and Faith, you can call them in any way you see fit. You know, but sometimes it helps me to visualize Grace and Ease as two older women. Like they're like two grandmothers to me or whatever. So I bring them in my meditation and they sit on the outside of my aura and they just sort of add that energy of grace and ease and let me run it in my space to remind me that I have the power to bring that in at any point in time. Serenity and Faith, I would picture them as like two tough strippers that probably had knives on them. So you don't want to mess with Serenity and Faith. Like, even though they're soft, passive, lovely energies, these bitches will cut you if you don't give them their money. That's all I'm saying. So. Well, you could use cats. That's totally fine. Cat over on YouTube wants to use cats. All right, so Cat, did you get a picture of this? Because I'm going to clear the board. Thank you, Jess. Well, it's true. It helps me to visualize. Sometimes when there's a little humor, it's easier to visualize. Like when we're in humor, the energy is so much lighter and the vibration, like crappy stuff can't stick to humor. You think you dated one of them? Exactly. If Rose says I like them, they can stay. That's awesome. It's just, Rose is probably going to be borrowing them. Watch. She'll be like, Marita will be like, Rose, what are you doing? She's like, shh, I'm talking to Serenity and Faith. All right, I'm going to clear the board. Okay. All right. So let's get to our next charming is Kat Mutzenberger. So Kat's question was, what the fuck, universe? So let's see what happens with that. What the fuck, universe? Thank you for it. Let's see what happens with what the fuck, universe. What is going on with Cat Messenger? All right, let's see. Let's get all your letters out of here. We've got an H. Oh, that damn cobra's back. We've got a T. We've got a U, an N, hunt, hunty, hunties. I know that's not spelled right, but, and an I. So I'm not sure what that would mean. All right, so there's your word. That's your letters. Let me look at this for a moment. What the fuck universe is she asking? So we've got Green Tara in the center here. Green Tara is I believe, Tibetan goddess. To me, I feel like she represents an aspect of you. And I feel like this is your own internal, like, sort of spiritual strength. And I like that she's sitting right next to the sun and the star. Right? This to me sort of represents like the star card in Tarot. So when I see this next to the sun, I would say that things are pretty good for you internally, if that makes sense. But I feel like there's a lot of riffraff going on around you. Okay? partly because this family charm is face down, so it makes me think that there might be problems amongst your family. We also have the broken heart upside down, which makes me think that there might be like people that have like tried to hurt you, fuck with you. Um, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. And this is on your higher mind, but it is towards the past, right? So this is maybe memories or things that have not fully left. And this is also in the higher mind, and it is the cobra. The cobra usually signifies like kind of bad deals, but when he's face down like this, again, I feel like this is probably memories of the past, things that you don't necessarily want to like think about, but they come up, they creep up from time to time. They sort of slither in and remind you, and maybe even sometimes I want to say like re-break your heart in a way. Let me look at what this charm is here. I think this is the guardian angel charm. It is, exactly. So the guardian angel's here, but he's face down. And I feel like this to me says that maybe you do have a guardian angel or had a guardian angel in the past that you might have denied or didn't feel like was watching out for you. Especially with these sort of, snaky people or situations around you that were causing you pain. And right now, I feel like this is present, this energy is present on the board, meaning the guardian angel is there and available to you whenever you want to call them in and allow them to kind of help you with some of these memories or these past things that sort of rest in your higher mind that you kind of want to let go of, I think, is the feeling. And the reason why is I think that this stuff is in your higher mind. It's maybe peppering a little bit about what you might be experiencing. Now, underneath this green Tara statue, you have the battle axe, which says to me that there's a little bit of fighting going on, or there's some sort of like argument or issue that's happened, that's transpired maybe currently, and it also needs to be cut away. Like, it feels to me that's the axe part of it. It's like, okay, we need to like sort of get rid of this stuff because it's not sort of helping our situation. I want to see what this is. Hope. So I'm just wondering, as I'm looking at these charms, how much of your attitude right now is indicative of what's happened to you in the past? And the reason why I say that is these three charms right here are very strong. And the fact that they're lined up together to me speaks to your own internal strength as like a woman, your own spiritual connection, your own ability to give energy, your own ability to sort of shine, right? So I feel like these three here feel really strong to me. Like you're actually, if you don't think you're strong, you're stronger than you know. But if you know that you're strong, then that's what this is here. I want you to know that for sure. But up here, this stuff that lingers in the higher mind, to me feels like struggles from the past. And it may be part of the reason why it's lingering in the higher mind is because you're conflicted, because you feel sort of strong and deserving in these three charms. And so you're sort of like struggling with, well, then why did I deal with that back then? Why the hell does that still hurt my heart? Why the hell did like that jerk treat me the way he treated me, or that person do whatever? And then this family charm says to me that there might be some issues within the family right now, like more present time going into the future, right? Some disagreements, some problems, some things that aren't necessarily either acknowledging you, validating you, giving you, not that you need anything per se, because I don't feel like you do, but I feel like it would be easier for you if everybody was getting along. And right now this kind of indicates that maybe they're not. So does this battle axe. But I want to say this. It's like you are willing to fight if you have to. And you will probably win. Green Tara is no joke. So down here we have the crab, the sign for Cancer, down in the subconscious. But this is in the past. Makes me feel like maybe there was a little bit more. I'm not going to go the route of Cancer energy. I mean, that could be moody, like the moodiness and the mood swings that you see with Cancer deep inside of you. That also might have been adding to this higher mind sort of loss of hope, stuck in the pain, stuck in the memories, stuck in all of that. This might have been what was driving it a little bit. But I also get this idea that, it could have just been a general overall, quote unquote, crabbiness, right? Just being like irritated and annoyed. Now this is in the past, right? This is in my past part of the board. So this being deep set in your subconscious kind of opened up the door for in your higher mind to be focused on sort of what wasn't working and what was kind of bothering you, right? Then we see this growth of like in the present space of like from the star to the sun to green Tara. Where it's like, I think that you know at this point with green Tara that you kind of know that you deserve more, right? You know that you deserve to be treated better, and there's people that maybe aren't necessarily treating you better. Close people to you. This doesn't necessarily have to be actual family, it could be friends, but it's people you love like family, and you're maybe struggling with them. What's going on? Hold on. I want to see. Could you be picking up on grief and anticipating seeing people from my past at the funeral soon? Maybe. I'm not sure. Hold on. What's the cat got? Where are you, cat? Sorry, the cat just dropped something on the floor. Don't be playing with anything you're not supposed to. Not in this office. So there's that. This, okay, so if you are going to a funeral, it explains this helmet. Hold on. What does the cat got? I gotta get up from the desk 1 second. What are you playing with? Oh, my pen cap. Okay, so this helmet says to me that there might be a need going into the future for a little bit of protection, and so that you can play the game, so that you can deal with like the personalities and stuff. So this might be the people that you will see at this funeral, and that's maybe why they're face down, because sometimes that can signify to me like a passing. But you also have this solar plexus chakra and the communication, the fifth chakra, right? So you have the third, which is face down, and then you have the fifth, which is about communication, but it's upright. So, and then this is on the tree of life. So where I want to go with this is about communicating, right? And maybe communicating with these people at this funeral. If it's maybe communicating your grief or whatever, but I feel like whatever it is that you need to communicate or whatever it is that you need to let go of, it's going to help you to sort of grow. This could be around the family. That is the tree of life charm, but it could also represent as like, say, a family tree. So it's giving me vibes of the family. But here's what I want to say. The most important thing in all of this is this green Tara says to me that you are good. You're better than you think you are. So if you're saying, your question that you posed to me is, what the fuck, universe? Like, what am I supposed to do? Or what the fuck, why am I dealing with all of this right now? It's like, to me, I feel like it's more mental on your end up here. And like you're indicating it or revisiting past experiences and going, why? And then you're getting ready to deal with maybe something like this funeral coming up that you're not really wanting to, but or dealing with these people, but you need to clearly communicate with them. I would say this is, to me, the solar plexus is about like the personal power and kind of manifesting from that space, feelings, the feelings of others, that sort of thing. We can pick up on those through our solar plexus. It turned over like that feels to me, I'm not sure if this is saying that these guys are turned off or that you need to be turned off around them for your own sort of security, so that it doesn't get to be ugly, so that you can communicate clearly. But I think that I honestly say that you need to like sort of acknowledge the fact that you're in a better place than you're giving yourself credit for with these three charms right here. What does Gabby ask? Dan, what energy do you think this coming full moon will bring me? I have no idea, Gabby. Do we know what sign it's in? I have no idea. I haven't even checked what sign. I know it's coming up on the 10th, I want to say. Right after we go out of retrograde, but we're going out of retrograde in Aquarius. But I don't know what the moon will be in, per se. Hi, Gina Hope Grasky. Welcome. So does this make sense to you, Kat? Is it the 9th? I thought it was the 10th, because I thought we come out on the 9th of the retrograde, and then we go into the full moon right after, which is kind of crazy. In my mind. I'm like, really? Could you give us a break for a minute? The person was like a brother. Maybe that's this broken heart, too, that's turned upside down. And that might be why this family is turned face down. Like, if he was like a brother in his passing, and now you're moving towards that funeral. Are you speaking at the funeral, Kat? You're gonna be fine, and that's the helmet, that anxiousness, but are you speaking at the funeral, can I ask? I swear to God. Possibly the wake. I think that this is about something about you speaking and doing it very well, like communicating very clearly. So keep that in mind, especially with it sitting on the tree of life there. I think that there might be a really uh, wonderful opportunity for you to speak in his honor. I mean, if you choose to do so, no pressure or anything like that. But if you choose to do so, you might actually um, surprise yourself, because that blue stone there looks really prominent to me. And this stuff is all like future stuff right here. And you might have to turn off like your solar plexus a little bit, which is kind of close to the emotions, that sort of thing, even though your emotions are in your second chakra. But you might have to turn down your solar plexus and be able to deal with like the heaviness of the funeral. I think you'll be able to find them, Kat. You're saying I'm searching for words, and not everybody can see what you're typing because you're the only one I think watching on YouTube. But um, I think you're going to be able to find the words for sure. You're welcome. Oh, Kelly's sitting over on YouTube too, so she can see the YouTube comments. So, do you want to take a picture of this, Kat? Yeah, Green Tara. You can look her up. She's a loving, like, sort of benevolent goddess. So I think that, to me, that represents kind of as you. sort of maybe in this spiritual space. Did you want a picture of this cat? Okay, I'm going to clear the board. Tina Charlie, are you still here? Okay, you ready, Tina? So we're doing job and writing for Tina. Wield. Wield that pen, Tina. All right, let me see here. So, all right, I'm going to just say this right now. This fish, this bony fish, is making me feel like you don't feel like there's a whole lot going on for you work-wise or writing-wise. Like you're looking at things like as if it's a sort of like a skeleton or it's been picked dry, or that like maybe you're not very inspired right now. This feels like maybe a low point for you. This is kind of in your present time. It's sort of coming like right on the borderline of present and past. But you've got a lot of stuff moving into your future, right? And I gotta say this key up in the higher mind makes me feel like there is some sort of key in your upper creativity or imagination, your writing ability that you have. I like that this says wield, like, you know, like wield the pen is mightier than the sword is what it makes me think, like wield that pen, like get out there and write, Tina. You have the symbol for Libra here. I don't know. I know you're a Pisces like me, so I'm not sure. Libras generally represent balance, so I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a call to like being more balanced in whatever it is you are doing, or staying like keeping a focus on being balanced. Let me just see here. I feel like when I look at these three charms together, the Mother Mary, the Rose, and then the Libra, to me, this Rose feels like you are sort of self denying something. Like, I feel like when I look at this Rose, you flip the Rose over like you don't want to see it. Like, you don't want to know your vulnerability, you don't want to see it, you don't want to acknowledge it. And I also feel like there's a sadness in this Mary, which makes me feel like this Libra charm is telling me like, hey, balance it out, balance it out. Like, it's okay to be delicate. It's okay to be like vulnerable, right? That there's a strength and a beauty in the rose, and but I just sort of feel like you're not allowing for that, or like in some way you might feel that that's weakness, or so you're not seeing it for what it is. Like to me, it feels like maybe you're seeing only what's not working. This is this bony fish. You might feel a little bit, and I know you're a Pisces, so it's funny that we get the bony fish for you too, because maybe you're feeling a little bit like burnout or tired. That could also be this bony fish. But there's these really beautiful charms here, this Mary and the rose, which is also significant of Mary, right? She's always pictured with roses. And it's like, I feel like you're denying it on some level. Like it almost feels to me like you flipped over the rose. Like you're like, nope, I don't want to deal with that right now, is kind of what I hear when I look at this charm. It's like, no, I'm just too, that would make me too sad. That would make me feel too vulnerable. And I feel like I sense that there's already some sadness here in this Mary. And it's funny because she's sort of turning away from the rose too, which this also makes me feel like this is some aspect of you, right? So of your own creativity, of your own ability to create or grow, maybe you're like having a hard time believing in it right now or balancing that, hence the Libra symbol. This says, dwell on good things and all good things will come to you, right? This is more in the future, kind of in the present mind and in the conscious mind and the subconscious. And then you have the crucifixion symbol down here, which is sort of, I would consider this and below the subconscious. So this is sort of down in the present time subconscious, where I think that we are suffering a little bit at our own hand, or at our own, like we feel as though we have to on some level. That's what I'm getting from this Christ crucifixion picture down here. Is it's sort of like, you know, Pisces have a tendency to be martyrs. I'm just going to say that. I'm a Pisces myself. And we have a tendency to martyr ourselves, or like, you know, we put ourselves out there and we give more than we get back, and then we get all pissed off because we didn't get back what we thought we were going to get. And then, you know, we're like, oh, poor me, I'm the victim, whatever. And I'm not trying to say that that's what you're doing, but that's kind of how we can martyr ourselves if we're not careful. And so I'm looking at this and I'm wondering if that's some of what's causing this sort of disbelief in yourself right now. I do like that we have this charm here that says, dwell on good things and all good things will come to you. But then you have the hardened heart here in the subconscious in the future. There's some heart work that needs to take place, Tina. Like there's some like work about the past, about maybe how you've been treated or where you've been hurt, that kind of needs to be looked at. I think what you're going to understand coming in the future when I flip this charm over is that you're going to understand that everything sort of happens for a reason, and that past pains and things are what make you sort of stronger, and you will end up owning this heart and understanding it better. But I think that you need to kind of, there's also, you've got a chakra stone in here, which is to me about like healing yourself too. Doing that sort of healing work going forward into the future so that you can write or find the job that you need, or not even the job that you need. This is about finding the job that you want, not need. This is about finding abundance, not like barely scraping by. And I feel like these charms to me feel like you're only allowing yourself to barely scrape by. Like that you're like penning yourself in for some reason. And it's funny, the key is up in the higher mind, which says to me, the key unlocks all of this. Like I feel like this key unlocks like sort of the door that you keep yourself locked in around your writing, or around the idea of getting a good job that you actually like and feel valued at. I think you can get out of unemployment, but I think that you need to sort of understand what it is you want and what it is you deserve. And you deserve really wonderful things. That rose and that Mary are beautiful symbols, right? And they definitely represent as you. But for some reason, it's like we're not allowing... I'd be interested to know what your planets are in too, because that Libra is making me wonder if you have like maybe some serious planets in Libra. Do you know your rising or moon? Because that Libra is calling out to me, and it's like all about like doing that Libra balance, that air, intellect, thinking about things. This being yellow also makes me think about the air, about the element of mental powers. And then it's saying dwell on good things and all good things will come to you. So it's like if we're dwelling on the fact that the bony fish is what we're getting, or that we don't want to be vulnerable, we're going to like continue to have situations where we find ourselves having to be vulnerable, which is going to produce that reaction in us. And what we want to do is we want to like dwell on the good things and think good thoughts and be like that air sign of Libra where we're balanced and using the element of thought. To Kelly, you go to a place, there's a great place online that's free. It's called Cafe Astrology. And you can type in your place of birth, your time of birth, and your date of birth, and it will give you all of your, it will give you a whole big long astrology chart that will tell you all about where all your planets are in what signs when you were born. And then from there you understand, I don't fully know the houses, like, because each planet will be in a different house. Not, some planets are, it depends on where the planets are in the sky when you were born and where you were at, right? But the houses mean different things. Like the first house is the house of the self. I know that. I want to say, I can't remember if one's like the house of career. There's all these different houses, but I just like to know, like, if your moon is in a certain sign, it can be indicative of how you act intuitively, how you act, how your shadow side acts. Your rising sign is how you present yourself out to the world. Even though you might be a Pisces, I'm a Pisces with an Aries rising. So I am a Pisces and I have all of that emotionality and all of that about Pisces, but I have an Aries rising, so I can be a real fiery bitch when I need to be. Like if I need to fight for something, I can get out there and fight for something. And that's because I also have a Mars in Capricorn. So I know how to debate a bitch to filth if I have to, right? Like if I need to get in there, I don't necessarily like confrontation, but if I have to confront, my Aries rising and my Mars in Capricorn, they pull right up to the front and go, oh no, bitch, get in, we're going for a ride. But then I have my Mercury, which is how I communicate, is in Pisces. So that brings me back to that soft, gentle, and my Venus is in Pisces, which is how I love. So that's all watery, emotional, loving energy, right? So I have this loving, real energy about me, but if I need to, that Mars in Capricorn will cut people to the quick if it needs to. So it's always good to know what your planets are in, just to kind of get an idea of what you're working with. The most important ones are your sun, moon, and rising, because those are going to be the ones that are going to be the most significant, like as far as making up your whole persona in a way. And then beyond that, like Mars is how you like fight, how you, Mercury is how you communicate. Jupiter is your luck, Saturn is your planet of hard lessons. So what sign is that in? Like that's kind of interesting to know, because I think mine's in Gemini of all places, which is crazy. And I actually have a fair amount of air, which I was surprised about. Like I think I have like a couple Gemini, Libra planets, and I was like, really? Who knew that? So you're an Aquarius with a Libra rising, so you're double air. So you're highly mental. I mean mental in a good way, like thinker, I have an Aquarius moon. Well, I think that's good, Tina. Tina's saying I need a job and getting my writing out there, my novel touching on the bullying that I went through and taking risks. I think that's good. I think that this wield says to me, like, wield that pen. And this key says to me that might be the thing that's going to unlock a lot of this. Because this hardened heart and this martyrdom thing and this bony fish all speaks to that idea of being bullied or hurt or whatever and not having much of a, say, real self-esteem and hiding what is good about you because you might be persecuted or whatever about it. But you don't have to. There's a really wonderful and beautiful aspects to you that you want to bring forward. And I think that you will. You're an alien? Oh, you're in trouble, girl. God, I would want to shoot myself if I had that many planets in air. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know what Smashwords or Wattpad is. I think that this says that you definitely need to continue to create, though. Kat's the chick that you want to solve your problems, though, with all that air stuff going on. She's the one that can wrap her head around a problem and find the solution. Or she'll kill herself while trying. Hold on, 1 second. Somebody's booking a reading right now. Hey, Emily Williams, how are you? According to your blood type, you're an alien too? That's awesome. So, Tina, does that make sense? Do you want to take a picture of this? Oh, you work in the legal fields. Exactly, Kat. That's perfect for you. Tina, are you there? Oh, I'm hungry. This hoe be hungry. God. Work in progress. That's fine. You're going to be. I would say dwell on the good things and all good things will come to you. Stay focused on that. Stop, try not to hide who you are and do the work. You're going to be fine. Like, I love this wield. Like, it says, get in there and get it done. Wield your pen, stop questioning. If you're going to go self-publishing, then self-publish. If you just pick a road and do it. I think that, spirit will take care of the rest. But you have to start sort of believing. I feel like there's a lack in these charms here, and there's also a hiding from one's sort of pain and sadness. You're going to address it in the future. It's going to come up. You're going to have to. That's probably through the releasing of the book. But you can do this, I think. It's just you need to know that you can do it. All right, I'm going to clear the board, guys. I just need to check PayPal and make sure no more payments came through. And then I'm probably going to go make dinner. I'm starving like Marvin. Alright guys, I am going to stop this. I think I'm going to clear this off. I hope you got a picture of it. I need to go make dinner. I am hungry. I want to say thank you to everybody that booked a charming, to Tina, and to Kat, and to Marita, and to Lisa. And also, Emily, like, I don't know where my other people are, but my subscribers to Patreon on the high level, you guys get a free charming for March. So tune into a charm night if you're watching this on the off. Tune into a charm night to receive your free charming, please. Get her done, as they say. All right, you guys, have a great night. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Please share this video out. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Join me for the morning forecast. If you're watching me on Facebook, go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe there. And hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live again. I greatly appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow in the morning for the forecast. All right? Hopefully this once a week will work, and then maybe we'll come up with another idea. Free cards are pulled on Tuesday nights, just for those of you that know, during the How I Can Help You hour. So you guys can tune in for that. And I'm always available for private readings if you want. You can book through my, just sending me a message at my business page or following me on Instagram at Engelgeist333. And you can also support me at Patreon by having a subscription over there. It gets you the daily forecast a day early. And there's other stuff that goes on over there, different pick of cards and things depending on which level you join. And that's a great way to support the channel because mama needs money. All right, so you guys are good and I'm good. Thank you all who purchased charmings. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.